You're listening to Breakfast with Pablo on Spirit 1260 Karratha.
Karnivool heading to the Pilbara, part of a massive WA tour. Going to be here next Saturday night, playing at the Tambrey. All the details online, spiritradio.com.au. Guitarist though, Mark Hosking joins us on the phone. Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Pablo. How are you, mate?
Very good. We were just speaking off air, and I think you were up here in Karratha about 4 years ago performing.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a while since we've been up there. We do try and get back there. I won't say often, because that would be a lie, but we try and get there as often as possible, I guess. So it's we get up there about once every album we release. It's not a quick turnaround either. But yeah, it'd be fun to get back there, man. Well,
it's fair to say in WA you guys are very well liked, because 3 shows already sold out in Perth, and it's great to see the hometown market of Perth. Not for you, you're from Melbourne, but the other boys really support you guys.
It is, mate. It's amazing. I think we're just lucky that way. Maybe to do with the style of music we play, maybe to do with the quality of our fans, dare I say. But I think the fact that people have appreciated us for so long and are still so prepared to get behind us and come and see shows is amazing, and a big testimony to the WA music lovers. So it's fantastic.
You guys always do a bit of a regional tour as well. You're going everywhere. This time Port Hedland, Karratha as well, Geraldton. Do you like getting out to the smaller concerts and the more intimate gigs?
We do. We love it, mate. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, every show is different. You've got your big shows and your little shows, and each one has its own character. And I think some of the rural WA shows bring out some of the hardcore fans sometimes, if I can say that. They're people that have liked us for a long time and are quite passionate. So it's a different show. It can be quite an intense show, but it's also a lot of fun. So yeah, it's great, man. It's always great to get out there.
Now this tour, it's a massive one. You're celebrating 10 years since your debut album, and not only regional WA, you'll soon be hopping on the flights and the planes and heading to South Africa, which is pretty cool. It's the first time you boys have ever been able to play over there.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's you have that dream list, I think, of places you want to play in your life, and we've been pretty lucky to play, a lot of Europe and America and even India with some really amazing shows. And South Africa's always been up there in like the top 5. Where do you guys want to go and have a crack? And I think the chance to finally get over there and play some shows is amazing. And we've had great response from people over there for us to get over and play for them. So yeah, it's a beautiful part of the world, and we're looking very much forward to it.
Now, the tour obviously celebrating that 10 years since your debut album. Rumour has it, and I've seen quite a few tweets and whatnot about it, that you guys have been writing at the end of last year. Is there a new album in the works?
There is, man. There definitely is. Yeah, I think this is a chance for us to sort of showcase some of that new material as well. Okay. As stated before, man, we're not the band that pops out an album every 2 years like clockwork. We tend to go and hide away from everybody and do other projects and come back and sort of hit it over a long period of time. We've pretty much been writing this thing since whenever we released that last album. So okay. It is a work in progress, and we're pretty excited with some of the stuff that's coming together. So this is going to be a really cool chance for us to present some of that stuff that we've been wanting to play for a long time, which we enjoy doing. Playing stuff before it's released, because it gives you a chance to sort of have a listen to it and get feedback on it, with a chance to still fix or change things, So that's part of the enjoyment we get from playing some of this stuff live.
Does it make it a little bit harder for you guys all to write? Because obviously there's a few side projects. The biggest one, Birds of Tokyo, obviously, Sons of Rico. Does it make it a little bit hard for everyone to get together to sort of do that process?
It does, man. Yeah, it's definitely a factor. But luckily for this band, it's kind of always been that way. We've always kind of, always been out doing other projects and doing other things since day one, to be honest. And it's as long as we got that management that can, hold everything together when it needs to be held together and get us in the same room when we need to be in the same room, it generally works out. I mean, it's also the kind of music that, doesn't require us all to be there writing stuff. You don't sort of go, okay, go when you write a song. Someone comes in with an idea and that gets emailed, and, it's a very slow sort of bouncy project. So, luckily that allows for that kind of situation we find ourselves in. But yeah, everyone's very busy, man. It's a very lucky week if you can get everyone in the same room sometimes.
I reckon you need to create like a Google Doc, and that's like, everyone can edit it from all over anywhere. You just have to open the laptop and do your work.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we've got set up, man. All right. a lot of transfers on Dropbox, and a lot of everybody catching up online for Skype conversations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's amazing technologies allowing this to happen.
Now, you arrived in the band 2003. You got a great description up on the website about how you sort of got involved. I'll read it out. You said you met the guys through tour managing. You came back, you had a few adult beverages with them, and they asked you to play guitar, and you happened to say yes.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. I remember that night was in a hotel room when we had a few adult beverages. The next morning I had to get the band I was looking after back to Melbourne. I remember waking up on a couch thinking, I've got a sore head here. This is going to be rough, and getting to the flight with about a minute to spare. So they almost destroyed my other career, which is maybe their plan at the time. But yeah, it was amazing, man. Just when you just meet people and you just feel a spirit, a collective spirit, and that's sort of what happened with these guys. And it's always been that way for us. Whenever we do get together, no matter how long we've been apart, it just feels like we've still got something to offer. So that's why it's. I think it's given that the project some longevity, that's for sure.
Now, I did read somewhere that being a guitarist was never at the top of your priority. You obviously, your parents are very musically inclined. Your brothers are as well, and sort of playing guitar was never your number one thing. What sort of switched you over in the early days to go, no, a guitar is my future? Yeah,
it's a weird one. I think, well, obviously, because there's always been music in any form. Any form at all you can get it, I would take it. The funny thing with both of us, Drew and myself, is we both started as drummers, which I think is a fairly big makeup of what the sort of the syncopation and the sound that this band has. You can sort of hear that a lot of the time. And guitar, we both sort of self-admittedly say we're okay on guitar, but we're not real guitarists, so to speak. There's some pretty amazing guitar players out there, and we don't have a shred on them. But guitar became that medium, and I think for a lot of people, when you're a songwriter, or if you've got great ideas that need to be gotten out, piano or guitar become your friend because they're so versatile and because they can hold rhythm and melody, and you can really get some cool ideas out quite quickly. I think that's why both of us tended to digress to guitar. I say digress, but move on to guitar as the main instrument, man. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting what instrument people pick up and how that relates to their personality sometimes.
You're on a massive tour at the moment. Karnivool.com.au for info. You can buy your tickets through OzTix, and of course head down to the Tambrey to buy for Saturday's concert at the Tambrey next weekend. Mark, thanks for taking your time out today. We appreciate it, and good luck with all the tour, and we'll see you up here next weekend.
My pleasure. Thanks, Pablo.
Classic Gold, today's hits. Spirit.